Hello everybody, and welcome. I was playing a game of HOI4 recently, and I saw some interesting things because I played a path I had never really played before. As you can see, I'm Nation Français, the fascist France. And as you can see, Germany's been defeated. So, I kind of wanted to just talk about this game and, the path that I did, which was... Where is it? Over here, we got the Latin Entente. I never did the Latin Entente before. I had done the Towards the New Europe before, but I gave this one a try because it looked a little different. I thought it was pretty cool. But there were some things we need to talk about. So, during a war effort over last year, they did change Reach Out to Spain and Invite Portugal from 70-day focuses to 35-day focuses. That's kind of actually what prompted me to even try this path. It's like, oh, well, they did change it a little bit. Let's see how it works out. And a few things were pretty interesting to me. So, first off, the Czechoslovakia Munich conference event still fires for you, even if you go fascist. And one of the focuses here is diplomatic freedoms, which revokes all your guarantees for Yugoslavia, Romania, Czechoslovakia, and all that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Just a little tidbit that you can totally just join with the Czechoslovakians and just dumpster Germany, as you've seen. These are all my puppets that were mine, and as you might notice, Poland and Lithuania, let's pull up the faction, which is your faction name here. We'll get into why it's like that in a minute, but as you can see, quite a few nations are in the faction. So I actually had enough points to take all the land. I just gave, I gave Lithuania back its state, I gave Poland these two, and I gave Czechoslovakia this, just because I thought it was cool. It wasn't a big deal. But, so the thing is that, so the goal of this path is you create the Latin Entente, which puts your leader in charge and then lets you create factions and creates the Latin Entente faction. You can then reach out to Spain and Portugal. Then you can compensate Italy, which if they approve, they join your faction. You guys decide which parts of Greece you get. You get a claim on the Aegean Islands and Crete. Italy gets the rest of Greece. You do the Congress of Paris. The natural borders, which gives you a claim on all of Belgium's states, a war goal on Belgium and Luxembourg, and then a conquer war goal in the Netherlands. You can expand to the Suez, which gives you claims on the rest of, to the Suez from Syria, and a war goal on all the states all the countries that control them, and then dominate the Middle East, which pretty much makes all these guys your puppets. As you see, they're all in my faction. So that's pretty cool. You get you get Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Oman, and Yemen. It's pretty cool. So, as I showed a little bit earlier, my faction is your faction name here. Now that doesn't sound a lot like the Latin Entente. That's because it's not. So I tried this twice actually. The first time I just had max relations with Italy. They denied me. The second time I had max relations and a spy doing diplomatic pressure, and they denied me, which I don't know if I just had bad luck twice in a row, and that's very rare. But I thought that's pretty stupid, because the thing is, you can't do the Congress of Paris if Italy is not in your faction. That's why I gave up the first run, because I went down, did intervention in Greece, where Italy, both of you decided, they said yes, but nothing happened. We didn't get war goals or anything. Greece is still here. Italy's justifying on them right now because they have claims on them, and they can do a war goal on them, but so that doesn't seem to be working as intended. Italy denying you completely destroys this path, which is not great. So that's kind of not cool. But I found something interesting. So after you do the Latin Entente, as you see, it says set rule can create factions, which lets you create new factions. So pretty much what I did was I disbanded my faction and created one with Italy, because Italy was willing to create a faction but not join my faction, which, ask me why that works that way, but whatever. And then, because of the new update, Austria actually flips fascist, so they joined me, which was pretty cool. And then, like I said, Czechoslovakia got the Munich conference, and I said no, and so then they joined. So then I already had conquered Belgium, Luxembourg, and puppeted the Netherlands, so now Germany just did not do well. Eventually Poland and Lithuania joined in, and then I also got the rest of the Baltics. We're actually at war with the Soviet Union, but I didn't feel like finishing out that war. It's May of 1940. I've pretty much done anything I wanted to with this tree. something interesting I would like to mention is I didn't get to do a lot of other stuff. Like, I'm just getting to this part of the tree, and I didn't even do any of this tree. So, like, France, while it's very fun, is just, like, it is May of 1940, and I bypassed part of Compensate Italy. Because if you join a faction with them, you can actually just bypass it. And so I bypassed part of it. But, like, I could have saved myself even more days. I could have probably saved... I think I was at, like, day 50 when I did that. So I could have been, like, 50 days earlier. But as you can see, like, I actually didn't get to do a lot of things. Like, it's 1940. And these focuses, like, were shortened. This would have been another 70 days further to get to where I'm at. So, I'm just... They might need to do something with France on that. Because it's just... It takes a long time to get to the bottom of some of this stuff. Because it's all 70, it's pretty much all 70 days for, like, the regular stuff. But that's a little tangent. The real reason I wanted to make this video is that with everything, like, the Congress of Paris looks really cool. Like, it gives a news event, like, it's a whole thing. And then you got the France's natural borders. And these aren't as cool as they really should be. Like, this was a fun playthrough, don't get me wrong. I also took out the UK, and Ireland had joined the Allies, so, like, I destroyed them really early. I have complete hegemony over the Africa. Like, my faction has every state. Like, Liberia even joined the Allies, so, like, I got them too. But the reason it got me thinking is, so when you do the Congress of Paris, it gives everybody claims on Africa. Like, Portugal has now claims on all of South Africa, like, all the way up to Zambia and Mulri. They also have a claim on Leopoldville. Italy has a claim on, like, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Somalia. They would have this state, but because the Compensate Italy thing is not working right, they don't. They would have already had that. They get it on Sudan and Egypt. They actually don't have a claim on Cairo because Cairo's state ID is a little weird. That's why Italy gets a claim on this state instead of Cairo, and it's still broken since By Blood alone because they changed up some states. They need to fix that. But then, like, everyone gets a claim, like, they get a claim on the Suez, but so do you from the push to the Suez focus. And the real reason I really wanted to talk about this is that, so natural borders just gives you war goals on Belgium, Luxembourg, and claims on them, and then a conquer war goal on the Dutch, but it also gives you a claim on this state. And when you do the Congress of Paris, you actually give up Morocco. Like, you give Morocco to Spain. They don't get any additional claims in the rest of Africa, but you give them Morocco. Then Italy gets all of this as a claim. Portugal gets all of this, and you pretty much get, like, the rest of it, which is cool. Congo doesn't get any claims, like Congo, Rwanda, and Rwanda, but considering you're the one who's declaring war on Belgium, you can just kind of take it yourself. But it got me thinking about it, and I'll flip this over real quick to show you. So as you can see, I gave all of the claimed states over to Portugal and Italy. I kept the Suez for myself because I have a claim on it too. I got a claim to it too, so I thought it's fair enough that I keep it because I did all the work. But the thing is with this, like, there's no reason to do this. Like, even in multiplayer, like, it's kind of interesting, like, for multiplayer deciding on who gets what, with, like, and giving it the claims and stuff to make it fair or something. But my big issue is that for single player, there's no reason to let them have any of this territory. And, like, Portugal and Spain, like, you get Spain in your faction before they finish their civil war, and, like, you can't even join the civil war because tension's not high enough. And then you get Portugal. Portugal and Spain aren't strong enough. Italy's all right, but then, like, Austria, that's new because that's just new based off of the new DLC. And then, like, Hungary's willing to join you because they get acceptance of fascist diplomacy high enough that you can get them in your faction. And Poland just joined because of, like, Germany fighting us, and then we defeated Britain. But, like, there's no reason to give them any of this territory. And I thought that was kind of stupid that, like, oh, this whole thing, the Congress of Paris, redeciding the borders of Africa, and even losing states. And it is a 70-day focus that does nothing for you, because they're already all in your faction. You don't need the claims to take the states from Britain, like, because you get a war goal with the Suez, like, push to the Suez stuff. So, like, I thought maybe we should add it where, like, a national spirit, like, of like the Congress of Paris was added, where, like, it would give you maybe 0.005 compliance in an African state, so maybe 5% stability, 5% war support. Because you're honoring national Spain's claims in Africa. Then, if you honor Portugal's claims, where you give them this territory, the spirit gets better. And if you honor Italy's claims, it gets even better. And like make it where like it has a decision where like you can click to give them their states, and it buffs up that Congress of Paris spirit. I thought that would be pretty cool, just because like it would actually give a reason to give these states and like negotiate borders and stuff. Because the problem is, like, as I showed, like I took it all and didn't call them into the war because I didn't need them. Like I also gave like Spain Gibraltar. Oh, didn't mean to click the airport. Like I was using the state transfer tool for this. Like I gave Spain Gibraltar. Like I gave my puppet this state. Like I was just kind of messing around. Like, and especially maybe with the new DLC, maybe there'll be a formable I could give this territory to. But I thought it would be more interesting if you could actually get something out of this and make it where you are okay with giving territory up and deciding it, because without it, it's just a useless focus that isn't as cool as it should be. I thought like just give it where it helps you out and makes you want to give them territory, because like the African territory is not all that great. Like there's some resources, but like you're only giving up some mostly chromium and some like steel. You're France, you don't need 9 steel, like just some tungsten. There's a bit of rubber that you would give up, and then like you potentially could give up the Suez with the claims, but there's not much that I would care about, especially because like you're pretty strong in this situation. Like you kill France, not France, you kill Germany, and easily in this path. So I thought, like, just make it where you could actually, like, use the Congress of Paris to have a cool little splitting of Africa, and it actually be worthwhile for you to do it. And then also, like, the France's natural borders actually give you cores on at least these territories, like Belgium and Luxembourg, if nothing else. Because, like, it feels like this focus could have so much more to it and would be so much cooler. But, because, like, this should be the stronger one, because with going towards Europe, you're pretty much you're joining with Germany. You can either split or align Belgium and then like annex the Congo, and then you get a special war goal on Canada that you don't get with this, even though you can go to war with the United Kingdom either by just joining Germany's war or by using the Suez war goal. So I thought maybe add on this one, like you can also core Quebec, because without that there makes no sense to just have that. Because, like, obviously I have all the Dominions as puppets, because, except for South Africa, because I easily defeated them. But this was just a little talk about that focus tree and how I think a war effort patch could make this into a really great focus path that people would actually play, instead of just kind of being there in the background that people don't really play. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.